Good morning. This is Freddie Vasquez with Basement Politics. Presents the Citizens Report. Breaking news special. The mask mandates are overturned by a Supreme Court here in the state of New York. But what does that mean for our children? I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics presents the Citizens Report. Special breaking news. New York State Supreme Court overturns the governor's mask mandates. However, she is not compliant. The Devil Wears Prada. The Devil in Blue Dress is not complying with the recent ruling by New York State Supreme Court, which stated that the mask mandates implemented by the governor back in December of 2021 were unconstitutional and illegal. They also went as far as to say as that the governor has overstepped and exceeded her authority. So Hudson Valley educators and school districts are grappling with what to do with these mask mandates. Here in Yonkers, they are continuing to implement the mask mandates as they are following the directives of the state education department. Since the governor has disobeyed the ruling, she issued a statement stating that she was going to continue with the mandates and that they were still in effect. So school districts here in the state of New York, here in Westchester and in Yonkers in particular, are still enforcing the mask mandates. Many parents are upset about this. I'm upset about it. I'm upset as a parent. I'm upset as an American. I'm upset as a resident of the city of Yonkers. Now, I'm usually not a critic of the superintendent here in the city of Yonkers, and I'm usually not the biggest critic of the schools, although I can see where improvements are needed, and I do often speak about it. But I am going to criticize the school district for not following the Supreme Court ruling. Although the governor is appealing the decision, there still has not been a decision made in the appeal. So there has been no state issued, although they anticipate one being issued temporarily. There has not been. Although there has not been, they're still maintaining the mandates. Many parents are upset because many parents have spoken out against the mask mandates. I am one of them, and I have been to school board meetings. Parents have come out to voice their opinions, and I have done a lot of research. I have done my own homework, and I found that kids are getting sick because of masks. They're getting infections, upper respiratory infections, which are being blamed on COVID, but in fact, it's the mask from breathing in the bacteria. Remember, these are young kids. They will touch everything. They get dirty. They play on the floor. They sneeze on each other. That's what they do. And these masks are full of bacteria, and they have to wear them all day long. Aside from the fact that the masks are preventing children from getting the proper oxygen required for their developing brains, they can also get sick. What also message does this send? That a Supreme Court can make a decision and a bureaucrat, an unelected bureaucrat, can completely disregard a decision made by a Supreme Court judge. Our constitutional rights disregarded. The Supreme Court is the highest court in the land, or at least in the state anyway, the state Supreme Court, and they are the ones tasked with protecting our constitutional rights. They have ruled that the mask mandates are unconstitutional and illegal. So why are the children still being forced to wear the mask? Dr. Casada, Dr. Lopez, the entire school board, why are our children's rights being violated? What are we teaching our children? That we can disregard the law? Our governor is neither a medical expert nor a legal expert. She's not a Supreme Court judge. So why is she completely disregarding the ruling and the decision made by the Supreme Court, and why are our school districts here in the state and in the county of Westchester following suit? Some school districts, not here in the state of New York, but others are making them optional. They're not enforcing them based on a bureaucrat's decision. According to our governor, she is trying to protect our children. She's doing everything she can by disregarding our Supreme Court in order to protect our children. But is she really protecting our children? Our children do not have huge risk of this COVID. Neither do many of the adults. In fact, unless you are over 70 years old and have a bunch of other health conditions, you have a 99.8% chance of surviving without the vaccine. The masks have been proven to do absolutely nothing. Even Dr. Fauci in the very beginning made fun of people. He ridiculed people on 60 Minutes for implying that the masks were helpful. And he said, walking around with surgical masks is not going to do anything. It's going to give you a false sense of security. He said this himself. I'm upset about this. I know a lot of you are probably in favor of the mask. I get it. I get it. CNN plays this 24/7. They pump fear. And if you're constantly having to be at work, be running errands, attending to your responsibilities, you rely on CNN to provide you the information that you think is important and that is truthful. And is that information that you base your decisions on. However, there are other experts out there, medical experts that are more credentialed, more experienced, more renowned than Dr. Fauci, even, who have done incredible things in medicine, who are telling people that the vaccines are dangerous, who are also telling people that COVID-19 is nothing more than a man-made virus, a souped-up flu manipulated in a lab. In fact, very recently, emails and phone calls between Dr. Fauci and other medical officials show that they too believe this, but are not wanting to tell the public. There's a lot of money being made from the masks being sold, from all these COVID tests. It's all about money. It's all about a wealth transfer. Folks, they are passing bills that come with billions of taxpayer money. And then these rich, greedy politicians and business people jump on the opportunities. This is what it's all about. Congress has a checkbook that is linked to the taxpayers' money collected all year long. And then they pass legislation like mental health bills and healthcare bills and criminal, law, bail reforms and all these other crazy things which come with money, comes with millions and billions of dollars. And what happens? Then you get the greedy pigs jumping at this money, chomping at the bits to get some of this money. And they start to set up different organizations, and they start to set up businesses to cater to whatever it is it's being paid for in these bills. Why do you think they're building so much in the waterfront? There's a lot of government funds coming down, and they're taking advantage of this. Why do you think they have the Community and Mental Health Services Committee here in the city of Yonkers, but they do absolutely nothing as our mental health crisis continues to get out of hand? But why isn't Shanae Williams, the chairperson of this committee, doing anything about it? Because it's not about actually doing something. It's about setting up this committee and saying to the state and to the federal government, hey, we have a committee and we're looking to address mental health. Can we get some of those millions and billions of dollars from those bills? And then they trickle down. And what happens? People start to poke at this funnel of money. And then they dish it off to some of their friends who have these nonprofits. And they do absolutely nothing. Did anyone attend the nightclub party the other night? I've been trying to get a certain elected official on my show. Hasn't worked out. 3 times we've tried to reschedule. I'm hoping to have him on tomorrow. I hope we're not rescheduling again. I did see the gentleman attended this event. Not sure what the event was about. They say it's something for the community, but it doesn't seem like it is. It seems like a bunch of people having fun and just partying and taking grant money to do absolutely nothing, to throw elaborate events so they can show off. Yet the people that they're supposed to be impacting receive little to no help at all. And it makes no difference in our community. And then we are here at 2022 continuing the same old complaints. So are you going to understand what I'm saying? Are you going to, some of you going to start to get it, to open up your eyes and see why things don't change? Or are we just going to continue to complain, do nothing about it, and believe our elected officials who we then turn around and complain about? I don't understand. 1 minute, you can't trust them. The next minute, they are the end all be all. Which one is it, folks? And if you're for the Republicans and if you're for the Democrats, essentially, you're not for the people. Because what it has become is basically two teams that want to be right, that want to win, that want to do things their way, that ultimately want to control this country. And they will do whatever it takes to do so. They will say whatever it takes. They will pander to whoever. And they will pass laws and legislate and pass bills that make really no sense at all to the people. But they sell it to us in a way that we just fall for it every time. Every time. And nothing gets done. And then we're again, still, year after year. The schools, rising rents, the gas prices, my salary isn't going up. Minimum wage is still at $12 an hour, even 15, and it's not a livable wage. While billionaires continue to get richer and richer. Billionaires have seen record profits in the past 2 years during a pandemic, while everyone else has suffered tremendously. Small business owners, healthcare workers, teachers, students, everyone. Waiters, waitresses who've lost their job when restaurants shut down. The business owners themselves closed their businesses for good. Look at Ridge Hill. How many of the shops there are empty? Right? No businesses are coming in. A lot of empty businesses there. Look at Gramerton Avenue in Mount Vernon. I'm sorry, not Gramerton, but 4th Avenue, 4th Street, or whatever that main strip was where they had all the stores. Look at Getty Square here in Yonkers. Look at what they're doing. They're building these developments, but aren't really changing the community. They aren't impacting the people so they can sustain this change. Ultimately, the buildings will deteriorate. They will become empty. And they will become, abandoned. I've seen this many times in Yonkers when they went and they build these nice, townhouses or whatever, and they deteriorate. They just get run down, and it doesn't change the area. It really doesn't. And what it looks like what they're doing to me is just this time around they're going to change the people. We're not going to do anything to help the people. We're just going to get rid of those people, and we're going to bring in new people. We're going to bring in these film industry people, production crews. We're going to build these developments for them. Investors are going to buy up the properties around that area, and they're going to fix it up, and we're going to make this area affluent, and all the areas along the water and here in Westchester, Rockland County, down to the city for the rich people, and everybody else, we don't care what happens to you. Go over to that area away from us and dwindle away. that what it is? Right? They don't care about us. They don't care about our kids. Nothing that they do is for us. These vaccine mandates, these mask mandates, they're not for us. They're not for us. Our schools are being impacted. Our students, your kids, you don't see it now, but they are being impacted tremendously. By the time you see it, it will be too late if you don't do nothing now. It will be too late. Kids are way behind, way behind. Okay, our economy is screwed up and we are living in a false reality. Our economy is one big bubble that's ready to burst. They keep printing money and now we have inflation. Inflation, the hidden tax, as they say. Look at the gas prices, almost $5 if you're putting in premium, and even regulars for something, right? $4, unless you go to those cheap places. Look at the cost of living. Have you gone to buy some cold cuts lately at ShopRite? That boar's head ham now, a pound of it's $13. Food is going up if you can find it on the shelves. I mean, we have to start realizing what's happening. I don't think some of us are aware. And I get it. You have to wake up in the morning. You have to go to work. You have to make sure you're not late. Then you have to get home and prepare dinner. The kids, get them ready for school the next day, and yourself. I understand. But again, eventually you're going to come to an end of, and it's going to crash and it's going to blow up and it's going to be too late, folks. It's going to be too late. Maybe some of you, may not see it, may not understand even what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay, our economy cannot sustain itself the way it's going, and these elected officials, I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what they're thinking, what they're doing, and I'm not just talking about Yonkers. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what's going on with this Biden guy. I'm not sure how anyone could feel confident in him. I'm not sure how anyone can be okay with even here our elected officials knowing that these people are playing games. They've shown us already time and time again that they do not care about us. Absolutely do not care about us. They've done everything for the developers, done absolutely nothing for the people. Name one thing, folks. If you don't believe me, name one thing. If you think I'm lying, if you say I don't know what I'm talking about, name one thing. Please tell me. Tell me. Name one thing. Did you know that the Build Back Better plan, a bill has a bill in it, I guess, or something squeezed in that will allow car companies to now install a kill switch in all cars manufactured? Yeah, you're going to have a kill switch in your car after 2023. Why? I mean, that doesn't seem like something to you, but the point is that they're just becoming more intrusive, and there is a point to that. You ever watch Bait Car on one of those channels where they catch car thieves? You have the cameras going up all over the place. They're spending money on that. The city of Yonkers wants to bond another $6.85 million for police equipment and to restore parks. What are they going to do with these parks? They don't even let us people outside, really. You got to be in mask and all that. Who wants to be at a park? Who wants to be at a park? And what are they buying for police? It's for scanning equipment. What scanning equipment in particular? If you don't understand what's going on and you allow yourself to be told by the elected officials, then you're going to be lied to. You have to go and do the homework. Go and read the minutes of these meetings from all these different committees and see what they're actually doing. What are they passing? What are they spending money on? Why is the city of Yonkers approving for this company a $200,000 almost to upgrade the systems within the schools in order to keep track of medical records? Well, don't they already keep track of certain medical records? Why do they need a $200,000 upgrade to the system? What other records are they going to now look to track? So you have to put two and two together. Oh, they're going to want people to get the kids to get vaccinated, and then they're going to track their vaccination, because remember, it's not just one vaccine, it's booster after booster now. And if your kid doesn't have their up-to-date booster, guess what? They can't be in school. And that's happening already in other countries. Have you been seeing what's happening in the United Kingdom? Have you seen what's happening in Australia? These people are fighting with the cops, literally beating cops up. Cops are beating them up. It's like the 60s in America over there. They have dogs on people protesting because they don't want to take the vaccines. And if people don't want to take it, if people don't want their kids wearing masks, how are you mandating them? And we whisper, I hear the whispers. People here in Yonkers who've taken the shot saying, I wish I had not taken it. I'm not going to take any more. I'm not going to let my kids. Speak up. Speak up. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You have to speak up. If you don't agree with the mandates, you have to speak up. If you don't agree with what the elected officials are doing, you have to speak up. You cannot be afraid. You can't be afraid. Okay. And so we have to see what's going on. All of this is one big scam, right? They pass these bills. They see it from Congress coming down. Our elected officials here and their buddies know about it, and they start to prepare for this windfall of money coming from Congress. That's what it's all about. You know, if you're in healthcare, if you're in childcare, or if you're in, real estate, or if you're in something, let's take advantage of this. Now you see all these little programs, organizations starting, and they cool. Or look at this event, but they don't do nothing. You're giving these organizations grants, and they don't do nothing but throw little parties. And how is that impacting the community? How are they benefiting young men and women in our community that need these services, the families that need these services? How can you elected officials attend these things and then blow off important things, that I think are more of substance? I want to talk about exactly what's being done and how is it going to impact and what are the results. And let's see the results, because again, a lot of this is just about getting money from Congress. Congress is one big blank check with taxpayer money. They pass these bills, and everybody, that's all these rich people and all that, get ready for it. And then their elected officials buddies give them the contracts. Here you go. Give them the grants. Here you go. Here you go. You supported my campaign. Here you go. Oh, you supported my campaign. You put a big sign on your freaking deli there. Here you go. You get a DPW job. Go ahead. Drive a truck there. And we're going to pick up your garbage, anywhere you want. What do you have there? You have construction materials. We're going to pick that up for you too. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it works. You need yard care work? Okay, we're going to send some guys over there. Just support our campaign. Support this person. Because that person is going to be a puppet. That person is going to pass whatever they want to pass. They're going to send the contracts, send whatever it is that comes with our taxpayer money along to these individuals, like AMS. Why do you think I speak about that? Not because I don't like John Rubo. I always say hi to him when I see him. We shake hands. It's not personal, but come on. Come on, Rubo. At least give the local labor guys work. You know what I'm saying? Give them work. Make it look like at least, you know what? I'm going to get my money, but I'm also going to make sure that the people are being taken care of here in Yonkers. Is there not a way that you can balance that out? I'm just saying, you can't balance that out. Shanae Williams, you on your LinkedIn, it says that you fight for your constituents in District 1 where the developments are primarily going up, and you fight for local labor, but you haven't. You haven't fought for the poor and underprivileged. You haven't. Okay? And, mental health doesn't just need a month of awareness. It needs awareness every single day of the year, because it doesn't stop or start with 1 month. All right? So stop, naming months for things and people and stuff and saying you did something. Okay, I'm a Hispanic. I don't care if you name October Hispanic month. It ain't doing nothing for me. Okay? It ain't helping my Hispanic people. All right? And you overlap the Italian and the Hispanic time. Okay? But it's all right because we're almost similar. Right? We're all about family, good food, and being loud. That's why I love Italians. you know? So, I mean, that doesn't do anything for people, giving out food and hot cocoa. I mean, why? I mean, why? Why is that all you do? Where's the legislation to help people? Where's the legislation to keep the rents down or gas down? I don't know, or taxes down, water bills down. Where's the legislation that makes the developers have to cough up millions of dollars in order to improve our schools and make the building state of the art so that the students in Yonkers could have an awesome education? But you don't care because most of y'all don't send your kids to the schools in Yonkers. Y'all send them to public or private schools. Because you yourself know that they're not the greatest schools. So why would you send your kids there, right? Right? That's an obvious thing. Why would I send my kid to private school? I mean, to public school. I'm going to send them to private school, right? So they don't care. They don't have an invested interest. They don't have a vested interest in the Yonkers public schools. That's why they don't allocate the funds the way they need to allocate them. Everything is politics. Got the teachers union fighting to take most of the money, so they can make the teachers happy and get their union dues. Nobody cares about the kids, except some of the teachers, except some of the staff members, except some of the administrators. I won't say all. But the bureaucrats don't care. And it makes it hard for those great teachers and those great administrators, those excellent, because I've seen them, staff members, school staff members that love the kids, that want to see these kids succeed, but it's so much bureaucratic crap and politics and there's just not enough. And as a result, the kids get shafted. And then you got the part-time advocates, that come and speak out and act like they do something, but they do nothing. It's all a show. All the world's a stage. Just like Shakespeare said, we're all a bunch of actors in this stage, whether willingly or unwillingly, knowingly or unknowingly. We're all actors in this show. And that's really what it is. It's really what it is. So I just want to talk about that because it upsets me that our Supreme Court can rule and make a decision that masks are unconstitutional, are illegal, yet this unelected bureaucrat can completely disregard them and force my kids to have to wear masks. Things have to change because we run this. They don't run it. We run this. And if that's not how it's going to be, then we're going to be in a world of trouble. World of trouble. It's up to us to take back our democracy. And we do that by voicing our opinions, being vocal, and voting. And this election, I expect you guys to come out and vote. I want to see more than 20,000 people at the polls. That's not good enough. Not in a city with 213,000 people. 20,000 people is not good enough. And we're not going to vote based on Republican and Democrat. We're going to vote because that individual is someone that's going to make change. We're not going to vote for the same people because remember those that are here now and what they did and what they didn't do. And change means that we do not vote the same people in. It doesn't mean that we vote them into a different position. You don't change position, you change the people. And that's what we have to do this coming election. And I don't care what color they are. I don't care what gender they are. We can ignore that also. And we're not going to be fans of elected officials because we should never be fans because they're not celebrities. They're there to do a job. And if they don't do that job right, then we must check them and then get rid of them. That's what happen any other job. If someone's not doing their job right, you get fired and you get replaced. All right? And that's what it's all about. And I expect that our school board officials issue a letter immediately stating that masks are optional because the Supreme Court here in the state of New York has ruled that they are illegal and unconstitutional. But they also said that the governor overstepped and exceeded her authority. So whether she is going to appeal it or not, she exceeded her authority. She overstepped her authority. She doesn't even have the right to implement that to begin with. So it's a moot point, and take the mask off. Dr. Quesada, please, I'm asking you. Issue a statement now. Yonkers Public Schools will make masks optional. And I will be reporting from, should I say it? They might have police there. They might have police waiting for me so they won't let me in. But I'm going to get to the bottom of this, because this is how we have to be with our elected officials. We must confront them and challenge them and hold them responsible for what they say and what their responsibilities are as elected officials. Don't be afraid to let them know you're doing a crappy job. Do a better job. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics. I've been on here too long. My phone's blowing up. But thank you. I had to let out my frustration. All right? I expect people to support me. I do. If not, then you're showing me that you're a bunch of full of No, I'm just kidding. Have a great I am Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics, the Citizens Report. Take the mask off our kids. Yonkers Public Schools, I'm talking to you. The Supreme Court has ruled that it is unconstitutional and illegal. The governor has overstepped and exceeded her authority, to which she has no authority to begin with, as she is an unelected bureaucrat. Get rid of that devil. I am Freddie Vasquez. Thank you. Freddie.